In towns and cities across Syria, forces loyal to President Bashar al-Assad have long used a surrender or starve strategy against civilians in rebel-held areas. Eastern Ghouta is now under government control, but earlier this year 400,000 people were besieged there, many starving. A similar military strategy is being used in Yemen. Both Houthi fighters and government forces backed by the Saudi-UAE coalition deliberately obstruct deliveries of food. Hunger has become a weapon of war, and its use is more prevalent now than at any time in the last 20 years. Save the Children has looked at child hunger in the world's 10 worst conflicts. It found that 4.5 million children under 5 will need treatment for malnutrition this year. But 590,000 are likely to miss out on the care they need and die of starvation and disease. That's an average of 1,600 a day, or one child a minute.
I think what we've seen this time is a buck in kind of a 2-decade trend where global hunger has been decreasing. For the first time in that time period, it's now increasing, and conflict is behind that. So, yes, it's always been there, but I think we're seeing a much more acute pinch on children across particularly these 10 countries.
In some areas, starvation is a military strategy. In others, war disrupts food production, which in turn leads to hunger. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, years of fighting has displaced large numbers of people from their homes. Aid groups say 300,000 children are at risk.
Conflicts disrupt people's ability to farm, to keep their livestock, jobs disappear. It can lead to economic collapse that causes food prices to skyrocket. So even people who are miles and miles and miles away from any active fighting will find that they are no longer able to afford the simplest of meals.
Fighting in just 10 countries is now responsible for reversing a 20-year decline in global hunger. Save the Children is calling for governments around the world to protect children and hold to account those responsible for using food as a weapon. Victoria Gatenby, Al Jazeera.